You know, being a first-time dad, you always see prams going around all the time and you never really think much about them. It's like when you look at a car, you never think about the features or the interior and all that kind of stuff until you actually start looking into them. I just can't believe how much cool little features this pram has, and I'm not going to go over it. There's so many videos on YouTube that break down every little nifty feature between the V2, the V3, the V1 and Bugaboo and all that other crap. What I'm going to tell you is about the stuff that really I like and what I like about this as well, and especially from where I'm from. Very hot out my way. I'm out west in Western Sydney, and it does get really hot, and there's some really cool features on this which I think are really handy for people like me, and obviously, you know, first time dads, ease and simplicity of working and all that kind of stuff. Let's go over them. All right, the first cool little feature I like the best is the actual air vents all over the actual pram itself, especially for the western suburbs, like I said, where I was from. It gets really, really hot out here, so when we're going out, you know, day trips and all that kind of stuff. So obviously this is our little setup here, but if you come down here, there's like this little zipper down here, and if we just rip-a-dip around the actual thing here, now it opens up like this little compartment. So what you can kind of see now is the actual inner workings. There's like a little mesh here. You can't kind of see it. It's hard to see it in the video, but there's a little bit of mesh here, but obviously opens it up for some extra air. You have a cool little pocket that you can start to see over here. There's like a little part here. Can I see there? Then we come around the other side. Same situation. Pull it down. Once again, you can sort of see all the air holes in there as well. Very nifty feature. Same thing happens on the other side as well. You kind of see the same thing. So now what that means is when we come across, you can now see all the mesh happening across the actual machine itself. The other cool thing as well is there's this little flap here. I don't know if this was on the last one, but I like it because it comes down, and especially when we go to the shops all the time. I know it's not sunny in there, but the best part about it is chuck it over and all the blinding lights of the shopping centre kind of block it out of the way. And the best part is you can sneak it on the side here and look into, you know, the little terror head down the bottom there. Another nifty feature I really like, and once again comes back to like the air vents within the pram itself. So like I said, I don't know if it was in a V2, but underneath the mattress itself is some more mesh, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we'll jump in here. You can kind of see like got the muslin wrap and stuff in there, but if we open it up, you can kind of see inside there, it's just like this whole kind of meshy part runs throughout the whole thing. So obviously more airflow coming through. Another thing we need to talk about is the simplicity of actually just pulling this thing apart and just chucking it in the boot yourself. The pure simplicity for someone who's never used a pram before and how easy it is to chuck it in is insane. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Got a little knob up here, up on the steering wheel. Just press down like you're doing anything. Lift up, done. Chucks out, literally, that's it there, you know. And then there's these little buttons. It's kind of hard because I've got one hand right now, but there. And on the other side here, if you push them both together at the same time, it kind of flaps down and goes flat to itself. But then obviously, you know, you've got the actual pram itself over here, the actual main structure on the frame. And same situation, there's these little knobs right here. You can see this grey thing here. Basically just pull it up on either side. Same situation, there's another one right there as well. And then this whole thing flaps down. Anyway, I'll do a bit of B-roll video, as I like to call it in this video land. So obviously, like I was talking about before, two little buttons on the inside here. Makes this thing go up and down. It's good for, you know, when you're pulling the baby in and out. What I'm talking about, you press this button up top here, this thing rips off. Obviously, flap this thing down, chuck it in your car. For the Vista itself, you know, you get this button here to stop it going back and forth. So when you push it in, it starts moving, clamps in, push down. The good old bucker comes in. It's a little grey clip in the corner here that you can use. So that will clip in, and then that's literally it. You know, it's not too heavy. It's, well, not too heavy for a bloke. I mean, maybe it'll be a little bit different, but yeah, that's literally it. And then, like I said, when I put it in the car, I kind of chuck it between the edges like that, and Bob's your uncle. If they told me becoming a dad would mean I have to literally give up the whole boot of my car to literally fit a pram in to get my son around on a day-to-day basis, I probably would have reconsidered the choice of car I got in the first place. We got a Kia Seltos, us thinking it was big enough to get around and put our bags in the first place. No, I guess the real consideration is it literally fills the whole car with not one bit of space left in it, okay? And yes, this is one of the more compact prams you got out there. It folds up, everything comes together really quite easily. And, you know, folds up really, really, really nicely. Lightweight, easy to get in and out. But once again, the matter of fact that there's not much room in the first place for something like this. And if you're considering having a small car, and I see a lot of you people out there driving VW Golfs and little Corollas and all those other little bubble cars around, figured you could slam a pram like this or any pram around in the back of your car, figured you're gonna have enough room to put your normal day-to-day items in. Just gotta reconsider your choices. Now for the sake of it, I'm gonna give you a bit of a real life situation of us going out and putting stuff into the pram and what it's really like. So what we're going to do first, obviously clip it in. Baby's going to go in there for once, so we're not going to use the top for now, but obviously when you go shops, you're going to have that same situation where you're going to have to chuck shit down the bottom here. So what we're going to do is get my baby bag out of the car. Usually I just chuck it kind of in here. It's just the Uppababy ones that are coming with Uppababy. And what we can do is grab a couple things more. Got a JB Hi-Fi bag here. We'll see what happens with that. Got a Woolies bag. Got an industry bag, going shopping. Then obviously another Woolies bag. Now obviously one of the things you got to realize is once you put your baby bag in, it kind of leaves you just a little bit of space up on top here, but you know, you can still chuck a Woolies bag in, and if you want to throw some of your clothes in up top there, you can kind of get it as well. But if you get in one of those situations like I do quite regularly where the baby gets really restless and doesn't want to be in a pram and is just screaming and going crazy all the time, you've got to pick it up and obviously carry it around. Your trolley, I mean, well, sorry, not trolley, it's a pram, then turns into really a trolley. So I start using the top part as well. So I did this the other day when I was at the local Westfields. I ended up literally filling the whole thing, top and bottom, with just shopping, and obviously some of it here because of the baby being restless. We're carrying the baby around, and then I basically literally ended up chucking stuff like this. Now the best thing about it is, if you look at it, now you've got heaps of storage in here, storage underneath. But obviously, once again, the same situation. We can get rid of a lot of stuff in here. Holds up pretty well. Holds and lifts and keeps up with all the weight you kind of chuck it in. I've chucked some beefy things into the actual bag itself, and I've got a lot out of it. And then as you can see, look at this, all chucked in when you have a restless baby. And then obviously when you don't have a restless baby and the baby's up the top, you can really probably get 1, 2, and maybe a third bag in, realistically, if we talk about it realistically. But yeah, that's the storage on this thing. When you're done shopping away, basically packing it up, it's very simple like I showed you in the other videos. I usually just pop the top off like this, chuck it to the side, it leaves me the ability to then obviously fold this thing down. Now I have a bit of a different car to the wife. I have a Hyundai Sonata, so it's a sedan, and the boot's a little bit skinnier and I'm not as like deep. I kind of roll it in to the back of it, and then I kind of throw obviously the thing on top. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Come around here. That's how I kind of put it in. You can see the pram is at the back there. And obviously baby stuff will go either side of this. And in some cases, you know, you just chuck it in. It's a deep-ish boot, probably deeper than a lot of boots out there. But you know what, it gets me around and actually fits the baby stuff in quite easily. So what do I think about this pram? Honestly, look, first time dad. I've played with a bunch of them at like, you know, PBC baby expos that were held in Sydney, and then obviously played around with a bunch of my mates' prams as well. Obviously each one of them has their own pros and cons, but look, I just went with the Uppababy because I just liked it, the colors, the way it looks, the lightness of it, you know, how it bends down, all that kind of stuff. It works for me, works for the wife, so I can't complain. Absolutely love it so far. You know, obviously I'm about, you know, at this current point of making this video, about 11 weeks into having a child. He's only 11 weeks old now. So obviously I haven't put it through the ramps where you put in the baby seat thing, or whatever they call it. I'm currently only really using the bassinet, but obviously as time goes on, I'll play with it more. I'll probably make another video about it at some point of my experience 6 months, 12 months down the track, just so other people can understand. But this video was more made for the people who are just starting their baby journey and are looking to buy a pram for the first time. And yes, this is a great pram, no matter what you think and what you've heard about it in the first place. Have a good one. Jamie here.